They say you should never cross the IT guy. You can mess with a lot of things in a company, but the one person who knows where all the bodies are buried, that's IT. And in this case, that person was me. My name is Pixie, and for 5 long years, I was the only IT administrator at a financial consulting firm with about 80 employees. I was the quiet guy, worked in the server room, didn't stir the pot. I just kept things running, managed cybersecurity, oversaw compliance protocols, maintained backups, handled support tickets, and dealt with every possible technical emergency. I didn't wear a cape, but I damn sure kept the company afloat behind the scenes. The old CEO, Greg, understood my value. He may not have known a server from a sandwich, but he trusted me. He gave me full autonomy and the budget I needed to keep our infrastructure compliant and secure. We didn't always agree, but we respected each other. But Greg retired, and then came Brad. The new CEO from Brad was everything you'd expect from a LinkedIn influencer CEO. Flashy, young, obsessed, with buzzwords, wore custom suits to Zoom meetings, bragged about crushing it in the crypto world, even though a quick search showed his last startup was sued for data breaches. He walked into the office with that smug startup energy and immediately declared, "We're going lean, time to cut the fat and digitize everything." I had a bad feeling from day one, and I was right. He started making moves that made no sense. First, he axed 2 of our finance analysts and outsourced payroll. Then he tried to cancel our on-site server maintenance contract to save money. He came to me one morning and said, "Pixie, Dropbox is the future. We're moving all internal backups there." I blinked. "Brad, we handle highly sensitive financial and personal data. We can't use Dropbox. Our data has to be encrypted and stored locally per client contract and GDPR compliance." He smiled like I was a child. "You're overthinking it. Just make it happen." I refused. I put it in writing. I explained it again, in simpler terms, and CC'd legal and HR. I wasn't going to jail for this clown. Things get worse. After that, Brad got sneaky. He asked me to push a performance monitoring tool to every employee device. When I sandboxed it and looked under the hood, I nearly choked. It was corporate-grade spyware, keyloggers, webcam access, screen mirroring, and it transmitted data to a third-party server in another country. I went to him directly. "This is illegal. If we install this, you're looking at lawsuits and criminal charges." He just leaned back in his chair and said, "Not if nobody finds out." I reported it to the compliance officer, who mysteriously resigned a week later. Then, Brad demanded root access to everything: HR, finance, private emails, even client databases. "I'm the CEO," he snapped. "You work for me." "I work for the company," I replied. "Not for you." The firing. The next morning, security showed up. My keycard was deactivated. I was walked out like a criminal. No explanation, no severance. Just a cold HR memo about misalignment with leadership direction. But here's what Brad didn't know. I'd been documenting everything. Every shady order, every email, every install request. I had logs, screenshots, meeting recordings. I live in a single-party consent state. I had receipts. I wasn't going to destroy the company, but I was going to burn him. Nuclear fallout begins. I compiled everything into a 102-page dossier. I sent it to the board of directors, the company's legal team, the National IT Compliance Office, a cybersecurity journalist I knew from DEF CON, and I posted a redacted version on Reddit. It blew up overnight. Within a week, Brad was suspended pending investigation. The board called an emergency shareholder meeting. Several clients pulled out. A whistleblower hotline was established for current employees. 2 weeks later, Brad was fired with cause. No payout. No NDA. Just a lawsuit for breach of duty and criminal data negligence. Update 1, 3 months later. Brad tried to start a new consulting firm. The moment his name appeared on LinkedIn, former clients and employees bombarded his page with links to the story. The firm never launched. His social media went dark. His last known location, Florida, trying to become a crypto influencer. Again. The company, meanwhile, rehired a proper IT team and spent hundreds of thousands cleaning up his mess. They asked me to return as a contractor. I said no. Update 2. 6 months later. An ex-coworker told me Brad filed a defamation suit. It was laughed out of court. The judge ruled the evidence against him as overwhelmingly documented and corroborated. He also got blacklisted from multiple industry groups. The cybersecurity community is tight. Once you're on the wrong side, you stay there. Meanwhile, I started consulting. Turns out, being the guy who blew the whistle and kept things ethical made me very attractive to actual companies with integrity. Update 3. 1 year later. Brad declared bankruptcy. The company, back on its feet. They replaced Brad with a competent CEO. They even started sponsoring IT training programs. As for me, I have my own firm now. Small, but steady. And I get to choose who I work with. No more corrupt clowns. No more Brads. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Mess with IT at your own risk, because we know everything. If you like this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more real stories of revenge, justice, and redemption. Got a Brad in your life? Share your story in the comments. And remember, the quiet guy in the server room? He's the last one you should cross.